Mike Sports Vibes. Thank you for vibing with me. Thank you for vibing with me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for vibing with me. I gotta get some things off my chest, man. We're gonna talk the Sixers right now. And we're gonna talk about some the Heat, man. Like the Heat just beat the Boston Celtics in game one in Boston. And Jimmy Butler hit the dagger. They won 123 to 116. Jimmy Butler hit the dagger. I just don't understand the mistakes that the 76ers front office, why do they keep making it over and over and over again? You got rid of Jimmy Buckets, a true leader, a true leader. And that's what Joel Embiid needs. He's not the leader of the team. He might be the most talented on the team, but Jimmy Butler should have stayed. Please, Jimmy Butler, come back to Philly, man. Please come back to Philly. If y'all don't win the finals, come back to Philly. But yeah, like Jimmy Buckets, man, he is just absolutely another player in the playoffs. That's why I always say regular season, okay, whoopie do, you gotta, you know what I mean? It's only good for a home court, but you can easily beat the other. You don't deserve to win a championship if you can't beat the other team on their on home court. Period. You know what I'm saying? You gotta beat them. And Jimmy Butler, that's the one thing that he kept everybody. He held everybody accountable on the 76ers. When Joel Embiid didn't play his ass off, excuse me for cussing, Jimmy Butler's going to yell at him and be like, yo, come on, man. If I pass you the ball and you don't shoot, he's going to yell because he expects everybody to bring it every single game. Jimmy Butler definitely got that dog in him. He got the leadership, and that's what Joel Embiid needed. He needed someone that had that leadership to be like, yo, get in his face and make him ball because obviously in game seven, he literally and the whole team gave up in the freaking third quarter. In the middle of the third quarter, they gave up. And Jimmy Butler would have never had that. Jimmy Butler would have fought to the end. And Jimmy Butler's leadership would have rubbed off on the whole squad. So that was a mistake. And shout out to Jimmy Butler, man. Like, they might actually get to the finals. You know what I'm saying? They might get to the finals because they got that guy. And it just shows, it just like goes to show, like, okay, you get the MVP in the regular season, but the playoffs is another animal. I'd rather for you to save everything you got. Like, I'm not saying don't play hard in the regular season. I'm not saying don't try to win games in the regular season. But at the same time, when you're giving it your all in the regular season, I'm talking about everything you got, 110% every single game. You mess around, get hurt, or you don't have enough to get you through the playoffs because the playoffs is much harder. The playoffs is a different animal, and you need that extra oomph when you get to the playoffs. So when you try so hard in the regular season, you just don't have enough left in the playoffs. And I think that's what the thing about Jimmy Butler. He was playing hard, right? He was playing hard. But at the same time, he saved it for the playoffs. And now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals again. The 76ers, man, they just effed up, man, all the way to freak up. We need something different on this team. Daryl Morey was talking like he wanted to keep James Harden. I hope that he is lying to the world because James Harden needs to go. I repeat, he needs to go. Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. We don't want James Harden, yo. We don't want James Harden. He gotta go. One more time, man. Nah, bruh. Nah. We don't want him. I'm telling you, Daryl Morey, if you see this video, please do not re-sign James Harden to a 4-year, all fully guaranteed contract. Please don't. We don't want him. He is not that guy we need. If we get anybody that's in their 30s, right, that's really good, I only want a select few players. I want Dame. I either want Dame. I want. He's so good, Leonard, but he's just always hurt at the wrong time. So I'm not really sure about Leonard. But Leonard, when he's healthy, he's debatably top 3 player in the NBA. When he's healthy, it's rare, but those are like the only like Paul George. No, not Paul George, but those are the 2 players. If you're going to go for a star, those are the two players. If somehow, some way we can do some type of blockbuster trade and get Dame time. Yeah, Dame time should have been in Philly. You know what I'm saying? He should have been in Philly, but you know how things be. He wanted to stay in. He wanted to stay with them, and it is what it is. I commend him, but at the same time, you sometimes you got to leave to go get a championship. Some one of the greatest of all time, LeBron James, had to leave Cleveland, learn how to win when he went to the Heat and played with D Wade. And that's the only thing I take from LeBron James because everybody talking about he the GOAT, but he had to go to an all-time great. We talking about D Wade. D Wade was a freaking monster in his prime to win his first couple of championships with Chris Bosh. So, but anyways, but if I ain't trying to make this a LeBron James versus Michael, who's the GOAT, because they're both GOATs in my eyes, honestly. But Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals, three-peat both times, went to baseball, came back. You know what I'm saying? Won another three titles. So that's just, and then I always remember, like, not trying to hate on LeBron. I always remember when he was going against the Mavericks. I think it was the first year when he, with the Heat, and they got to the finals and he went against the Mavericks and he literally just didn't want the ball. But he's a different dude now. He's an all-time great. I'm not trying to hate on the man. But if he wins this year, he's definitely, it's neck and neck between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And that's just my opinion. But let me get back to what I was saying. Jimmy Butler, a.k.a. Jimmy Buckets, should be a 76er. And the 76er organization will regret that for a very long time. Because like I said, we might have the MVP, Joel Embiid. Yes, he deserved the MVP for the regular season. In the playoffs, no way. In the playoffs, nah, bruh. Nah, he hasn't really showed up in the playoffs. He hasn't showed up. But for the regular season, he deserved the MVP, but he's not a leader. He's just not. He doesn't have that leadership ability to put his team on his back when it counts the most. And when it counts the most, is in the freaking playoffs. I don't care about regular season no more. As long as we get into the playoffs, we're not like a 8th or 7th seed. Don't matter to me. Honestly, wasn't the Heat barely getting into the playoffs? The Heat barely got in the playoffs, and now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's why it doesn't matter about the regular season. So I ain't trying to talk y'all to death. Yo, get someone that can be the alpha to this man, that can put that fire under, like can talk that talk with him. Like PJ Tucker, he could say what he wants. He could say things, but he's not that. He's a okay. He's a role player. We need a star that can get into his face like Jimmy Butler, Dame time. I want Dame time. Daryl Morey, get Dame time on the Philadelphia 76ers. I ain't trying to talk you to death. Thank you for vibing with me. Tell me in the comments below what you think, what players we need to get. Like, and tell me in the comments how bad of a mistake it was to keep Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler. I understand the age factor, but Ben Simmons only looked good because of Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid made Ben Simmons look good. I don't care what nobody says. It is what it is because I'm going to talk my talk regardless. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you vibing with me. If you're a Philadelphia 76er fan, like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for vibing with me. Peace.